Hello. Let's talk about decision-making under uncertainty and in dynamic situations. And why do we talk about them? For two reasons. One, that's exactly where we are. We're experiencing wars, tariff wars, pandemics. The situation worldwide is one where business has become very dynamic and very volatile. The level of insecurity and uncertainty about the future is extremely high. So one reason why we're talking about that is the situation demands it. The second reason is because we know from neuroscience and cognitive sciences that our brain is not wired optimally to make such decisions well. Our brain tends to simplify and only selectively use information. It typically develops too few options, and it makes a number of implicit, unconscious assumptions that, if untested, lead to suboptimal results. So there are two reasons why we're discussing, because the situation requires it, and because our brain is not perfectly fit to make those decisions well. And what does the brain do under such circumstances? Number one, it simplifies. So whenever we make a decision, we simplify the situation, so we are selective in the information that we process. We also tend to simplify the options that are available to us. We don't think about many options, but only few, typically. Should I leave or should I stay? Should I optimize or should I innovate? Should we improve our current factory layout or should we enter a new business field? These are examples of simplified decision options that our brain produces under uncertainty. The second thing that we do when we make decisions, without even being conscious about it, we're making predictions, we're making assumptions about the future. So whenever you make an investment into, let's say, a stock, you're implicitly and unconsciously making some assumptions about what will come out, what will be the return on that investment. So when we make decisions into the future, we make assumptions about outcomes. And thirdly, again, unconsciously, we use some biases, some heuristics, some decision rules to make decisions in the end. All of this process is largely unconscious, and that leads to very poor decision performances of our brain in such situations. Now, our work is focused on how can we improve that? How can we make decisions in such situations better? In essence, it boils down to three things. One is to make such decisions like scientists, laying out all potential options, identifying assumptions, and testing them. Also because the options that we are developing are ambidextrous, so not either or decisions, but and decisions. So you can reduce costs while innovating. You can transfer a plant while optimizing an older one, using options that combine different level of time horizons and complexity allows you to create more adaptive decisions that unfold over time, where evidence is gathered over time. So one is to work like a scientist and to go and develop decisions, which in fact are decision journeys where evidence is developed as the journey unfolds. The second element is to work in teams. Teams see more. They process more information. They're less selective. They see a larger option space. They also have different assumptions. And when debating those assumptions in a team, they typically balance out and the quality improves. We know from research that the quality of predictions is about a third better when done in teams as opposed to individuals. So working in teams is a very important element. And the third element is to work on oneself. We're all making decisions all the time, but decision-making can be trained. It can be trained in two ways. Number one is by developing skills. So one skill that is particularly important is cognitive flexibility, which is the ability to look at the problem from different angles and identify alternative strategies how you can achieve your objectives. Another skill is empathy, because when you work in teams, you also want to take benefit from different perspectives that different members of the team might have. So there are skills you can develop to become a better decision maker, but there is also a question of self-awareness. We all have biases, we all have tendencies. Some of us are conservative, some of us are risk-oriented, some of us are more externally oriented, some of us are less externally oriented. All of that is important, and knowing what my inclinations are helps me then to adjust my decision making. So all in all, our brain is not wired to make decisions effectively in such situations, in dynamic situations and situations of uncertainty. However, working like a scientist and transforming decisions from events into journeys where evidence is gathered during the journey to fine-tune and to improve decisions, number one. Number two, working in teams. Number three, continuously working on oneself and continuously improving the abilities to make decisions and lead to significantly more performing decisions, and can help organizations develop much more effectively in this complex environment. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope that you find these thoughts interesting.